Hi and welcome to Rag Class. Today I'm going to talk about sleep, or rather the lack of sleep. So, if you have listened to some of my other podcasts, you will know that I have some mental disabilities, and one of them makes me unable to sleep, fair and simple. And I can only sleep when I get a certain kind of drug, a legal drug. Um, that helps calm my mind so I can find serenity and fall asleep. As soon as the pill is out of my body, out of this bloodstream, then I can't sleep anymore. So I have had a few times where even those pills didn't work and I didn't sleep for days, and my record is actually 11 days without sleep. And I'm gonna talk a bit about that experience. I have tried it twice, 11 days and 9 days, and it's a process that begins to mess with all your senses and your mind, and it's kind of creepy because I had times where I was sure that there was people in my apartment, in my flat, and of course there were no one there, but because I lacked so much sleep, I began to become paranoid. I began to hear things that weren't there. Um, one of the most, I did some stupid a day. I was sitting in the bathroom, and then I was sure I heard someone talking in my flat, and I did not dare to move from the bathroom. And then half an hour later, the voices stopped, and then it hit me that I have been sitting in the bathroom for at least half an hour, 45 minutes, because someone was talking in the flat above me. And and when you realize that, you think, "Oh my God, I'm so stupid." But that is the mental state you're in. You're so deprived of sleep that you begin to see stuff that's not there. You begin to hear stuff. You begin to imagine stuff that's not there. Um, and it's kind of crazy. I actually ended up seeing different shapes around at some points, and it's kind of weird to lie in bed and try to sleep, and then you peek an eye open and you see colors all around you, and there shouldn't be any colors around you, but your mind is just playing tricks with you. Um, and I think you all tried that when you're lying in your bed at night and you are watching something, and it kind of looks like a person or a being is being in front of you, watching you, but then you actually turn on the light and it was just a chair with a jacket on it or something like that. And that happened a lot to me. That I just lied in bed, and at some point I had to go up to have a night pee, and then I open my eyes and I look out and I see this figure, and I'm completely sure there's a person in my kitchen. And I actually just stare at that thing for like 10, 15 minutes before rushing out of my bed, rushing towards it as if to attack it if there was actually a person there. And then I get close, and it's a chair with some clothes on it that I have to iron the next day. And you become completely mental in that state because you begin really to see and feel and hear things that is not there. And it's so crazy. And the time where I had 11 days without sleep, I actually ended up getting some very, very heavy drugs to help me sleep, and I slept for like almost a day. And I was unable to wake up because I was in such a deep sleep. And if there had been a fire where I lived at that point, I would have died because I wouldn't have had been aware of it. I'd just have been burned up. But it's not funny to not be able to sleep because you become more and more tired. You can do less and less stuff because you don't have the energy, you don't have the what it needs to actually do it, and you become more irritated and paranoid, and your thoughts begin to become even more crazy than they were before. And it's so crazy. But I have a tip for you if you haven't slept for some days, or you couldn't sleep one night or something like that. Then, if you want to keep your sleep rhythm, you have to actually stay awake until nighttime again. No naps, no nothing, uh, because that can mess up your inner clock. And then when you have to go to sleep, go to sleep. Don't have a phone, don't have anything near you, just go to sleep. And if you have to work the next day, of course, set an alarm. If not, don't set an alarm. Let yourself sleep in and sleep for the time it takes to sleep. And then when you wake up, you will feel so busted. You will feel like you have to sleep at least 10 hours more to actually be fresh. But you have to stand up and get out of the bed and begin moving around and do stuff. Um, I found that that is the best way to actually begin anew, because if you just stay in bed all day, it will just affect you the next coming days because you will be so busted and you might not be able to sleep because you haven't used all the energy. Um, but if you have problems with sleeping in a long time, it's important to actually seek medical attention because there could be something wrong with you. There could be you could be having some mental problems. You could be having some physicality problems. There could be so many things wrong that makes you unable to sleep. Uh, and it can even be the bed or something like that. But it is not easy to go without sleep. And I don't wish it on anyone to be walking around not being able to sleep because it's a horrifying experience. And it's insane when it happens because there's no describing how paranoid you can actually become when you begin to see and hear stuff that is not there, when your heart begins to go crazy because it is you are sure that the thing you just heard were coming from right next to you, and it's super scary. So please, if you get to the point where you haven't slept for a few days and it's not on purpose, then call a doctor, see someone to help you, because sleep is important for you to function. And make sure that if you don't sleep for a few days because you might have a movie marathon or something like that, that when you actually have time to go to sleep, then time it so it still fits in your normal routine. You will be busted the day after, but it will help you the coming days if the routine is the same as it used to. So, yeah, but try and see if you can get some sleep. Try and stay safe and ask for help if you are having problems with sleeping. And remember that the problems can vary from person to person. It can be different from person to person. So I hope you found um, my tale of going into paranoid and being scared all the time because I didn't sleep. Um, I hope you found it interesting because that's why I recorded it. Because some people actually ask me how long I hadn't slept for, or what happened when I didn't sleep for that period of time. And that's what happened. You became extremely paranoid. You began to get scared of everything, and it's insane to hear stuff and see stuff that is not there. That your mind is basically just making stuff up for you. So, yeah, I hope you have a pleasant day. This has been Rand Class, and